How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, y'all have seen me around. I have not been feeling the best. Winter is kicking in, and anybody that lives in chronic pain know exactly what I'm talking about. But when I have to go off on my hiatus, I'm still paying attention to the universe. And I just really been trying to fully absorb the events that we are witnessing in real time since the election. I'm not surprised by Trump's behavior. I'm not surprised by Esau's behavior. I'm not surprised by anyone's behavior in America. But one thing that where I want to start at is where I got it wrong. Now, anybody that's new to the true royal family or true royal, I don't have time to dismiss where I don't get it right. And I seen Afro Synergy. It was really shameful and disgraceful to me to see a black man on a tangent at that level over a white man that don't give a damn about his black ass. It really is. I'm purposely pointing him out. And he got it wrong. And I have said more than once, me being an empath, and I pick up on type of energies, I don't always get it right. So I assumed that Trump, in order to get the black vote, that he would give us the illusion that we would get our coins, ADOS. You know, we've been hollering about that. Cut the check. America owes us. But I never believed that it will ever happen. Just pandering to get the black vote. And it's quite ironic that we're supposed to be this little teeny population here in America, but then they literally demand our vote. So I didn't get that right. Didn't get it right, you know? And Lisa cleared it up real good for me. She said he's not going to stand there before his base and start saying, hey, we got to help black folks. They will erupt. Now, we know by now that his base is on some pure bullshit. And I'll get to that much later. So I said, okay, I didn't get that right. Then I assumed that the Republican Party would, if they had any sense, keep sending us stimulus money, relax folks, because people are in a state of all type of things in America, that you would fish coins, relax folks, truly put the moratorium in where people are not massively evicted across America to settle the masses. And then once you get what you want, like they do to black folks, fuck them. So they didn't do that. Now, I know that the Republican Party is pandering to Trump and playing a game. Many of us know, because they're waiting for this special election for the first of the year to see who will truly have power. So they're coddling, you know, saying what his rights is. But Yesterday, and I'm so glad I had this time to really observe. Yesterday, or whatever day, it's been 2 days now, actually, Trump came out and spoke after 8 days. So he likes taking people's so-called thunder. He comes out with that old coronavirus shit that don't mean shit, and hundreds and thousands of people are getting it daily, and will continue. Those numbers will continue to rise. Then he throws a dig at the governor in New York. He continues to lie. He's staying delusional. Just disgraceful behavior. True the form. You know, you 70-year-ass old man crying in your fucking diaper. And you even got some of these fools that's still up there with you in that delusional state. But my royal family, what I learned about Trump being in office, it gave me personally a deeper insight to how the Caucasoid race really operate deep within. And what they are saying is, okay, yeah, we know that homeboy over there is off the hook, don't got a clue, but we just gonna go along and get along with insanity? So that speaks volumes about their true nature. And Trump is representing, from the time he stepped in to the time they will drag his ass out, which he don't fully get, but he will get a clear understanding, and he will submit. I'm telling you something I know. I'm telling you something I've experienced. So he's really showing, basically, let's get over here, the shaming of America as she continues to fall. She's disgraceful, because when you look up under her dress, you see all filth. It reveals many things. So we should thank, in the worst situation, I always see beauty in it. We should thank Trump for truly showing the purest of the Caucasoid race. My royal family, I come over here sometimes and I'll banter with you and use satire. True royal not using none of that today. I'm speaking from the depths of my royal soul. And I cannot fully convey to the royal family how extremely dangerous the Caucasoid race is at this point, and will continue to be. Don't take this light. Our Father put something in place. And look at the timing of everything. Coronavirus, I mean, it is raging in America. It's extremely dangerous. So take heed to how coronavirus is representing. Take heed to how Esau is out there marching across the streets of America. He been wanting us to be separate, and we're going to have to demonstrate. But we're going to always have some of our own that want to go along and get along and be the fabric of America. Now, I choose deliberately at this point not to get into Biden and Harris, but trust and believe. I'm going to be coming out with some series of videos that's going to be in depth. I will be splitting flames like most of us do in the royal family. So Trump is having to deal with, unquote, reality. And he feeling some kind of way. And so folks are sitting on the edge of their seat. What he gonna do next? What he gonna do next? And his staunch supporters don't give a damn what he do, just hold on to it. They don't give a damn what he is looking at. They don't give a damn who and what he sacrificed to save his sorry ass. So let's get a sample of it.
Trump leaves office in just 68 days. He'll return to the world of average special privileges and immunities of the presidency. And while President Trump has often been at the center of numerous lawsuits, tonight we take a closer look at the wave of legal jeopardy that could be on the horizon and why a controversial potential self-pardon might not solve every coming legal test. Here's Devin Dwyer.
Hi, Donald John Trump.
For years, Donald Trump has used the presidency as a legal shield.
The worst presidential harassment in history.
But outside the White House, a new reality awaits.
He's an ordinary citizen. Full stop. I mean, we actually had an entire revolution against the idea of kingly prerogative and the idea that a king is above the law.
No former president has ever been criminally investigated or charged with a crime. But Trump will leave office implicated in multiple active investigations into personal conduct from before the presidency.
There are credible allegations that Donald Trump has engaged in tax fraud, bankruptcy fraud, probate fraud, and that's unprecedented. We've never had an allegation of pre-presidential criminal conduct follow a president after he leaves office.
In New York, Manhattan District Attorney Cyrus Vance is leading a criminal probe into Trump's business practices. While Vance has not spelled out specific allegations of wrongdoing, he's seeking 8 years of Trump's tax returns. Last summer, the U.S. Supreme Court said Trump did not have immunity from subpoenas.
And there's no reason for the president's accounting firm, Mazars, or former accounting firm, to resist those subpoenas anymore.
How critical are those documents? What could they show?
The tax returns would be important for Cyrus Vance to explore, but probably triangulating those tax returns with other sources of financial information that he's been able to obtain or is still trying to obtain.
Trump is the first president in 40 years to refuse to release his taxes. According to the New York Times, decades of Trump's tax return data it obtained appears to show the billionaire businessman paid no federal income tax in 10 of the last 15 years. And starting in 2010, claimed an income tax refund of $72.9 million, which the Times says is now at the center of an IRS audit.
Actually, I paid tax, and you'll see that as soon as my tax returns. It's under audit, and they've been under audit for a long time. The IRS does not treat me well.
The Times also reported Trump has more than $300 million in debt coming due in the next 4 years, on top of $100 million tax payment due in 2022, and potentially $100 million more if he loses his refund battle with the IRS.
The amount of money, $400 million, is a peanut.
Trump's financial records are also at the center of a New York State investigation into possible financial fraud, as alleged by former Trump personal attorney Michael Cohen.
It was my experience that Mr. Trump inflated his total assets when it served his purposes, such as trying to be listed amongst the wealthiest people in Forbes, and deflated his assets to reduce his real estate taxes.
New York State Attorney General Letitia James is actively investigating Cohen's claims.
The outcome of the election will have no impact on our investigations, and so we will continue our investigations. Again, related to the testimony of Michael Cohen, no one is above the law, and that our investigations have nothing to do with politics, but more to do with the facts.
Their aggressiveness in seeking additional information is indicative of the seriousness with which they're treating the allegations and of their conviction that the investment of resources will prove worthwhile.
Legal experts say Trump will soon likely face new subpoenas for documents and testimony. He last gave a deposition in 2016, just before winning office, in a civil case he brought against a former business partner.
I do.
Well, there simply is no immunization for a former president whatsoever. And we could actually see something we have never seen before in this country, which is the criminal trial of a former president.
And Trump's also facing fallout from allegations of sexual misconduct dating back decades. E. Jean Carroll, a former Elle magazine writer, claims Trump raped her in a Bergdorf Goodman dressing room in the mid-90s. No charges were brought, but after President Trump accused Carroll of lying, she sued for defamation. A federal judge this week said the case can go forward.
I have no idea who this woman is. This is a woman who's also accused other men of things, as you know. It is a totally false accusation.
Suffice it to say that his lawyers will have plenty of action in the coming years, and the criminal side of it may be the least of the concerns.
There's also a new lawsuit from within his own family. Niece Mary Trump filing suit in September, alleging her uncle Donald fraudulently kept her from a financial stake in the family's business. The president has called his niece an opportunistic disgrace.
To be disinherited, to be shut out entirely from the wealth of the family, was to be told quite explicitly that you don't count and you are not loved.
As he enters the post-presidency, Donald Trump facing an unprecedented array of legal challenges. But one big unanswered question, whether the Biden administration will pile on.
I will not interfere with the Justice Department's judgment of whether or not they think they should pursue the prosecution of anyone that they think has violated the law.
I do believe that the Justice Department will be very leery of bringing prosecutions of a former president, especially when the results of the election have been so hotly contested by that former president.
Regardless, President Trump has floated the idea of preemptively pardoning himself.
And yes, I do have an absolute right to pardon myself.
A right not spelled out in the Constitution and never tried before. It also does not apply to state investigations like the criminal probe in New York.
Criminal cases, by and large, move somewhat quicker, and they're the ones that carry with them at least the potential for prison time.
So a pardon from himself or from his vice president would go no distance at all to exonerating him or immunizing him against those state legal proceedings.
Proceedings now gaining steam as Trump's former hometown becomes ground zero for his legal battles in the days ahead. For ABC News Live, I'm Devin Dwyer.
All right. So we know that some of Trump's supporters then heard this video. And there's other stuff that his supporters know his filth. Now, before I really dig in, I've been thinking long and hard about when Trump said he essentially can pardon himself. Well, a sitting president can't be prosecuted. Once he is deemed, unquote, a citizen, a private citizen like you and I, how can he pardon himself? He would have to become the president again in order to pardon himself. Now, is there a possibility that they will lock him up? I don't know. I think it's really based on Trump's actions, but it's good leverage to get him to shut the fuck up. Because, he loud and whiny. But let's get back here. This dude is a straight ass slimy crook. And I do believe some of these women we probably will never see come forth. He has violated women. Oh yeah. He is every negative thing that you could think of related to Esau. And so now he done stirred up his base, and they out in the streets of America marching. And when I was looking at the aerial shot yesterday, I was like, damn, all I see is a sea of pink. And then the next thing that kick in my mind, Rona is on them streets. See, let's not lose sight. When they finally declared who was going to be the president, people across America is cheering. Well, we got to stay obedient. We can't go out there and follow the masses. Rona is on them streets. So these numbers that we are hearing, 153,000 tested positive today, with that combination of them people marching in them streets, with that combination of the holidays coming and everything, don't be surprised you'll hear like 300,000 or 400,000 people tested positive and dropping like flies in America. America is doomed, truly doomed. Now, when his staunch supporters, when reality kick in, because realize these folks that's out here marching, they ain't getting no stimulus check right along with us. Bunch of them don't have no jobs. Some of them got coronavirus, or they know someone with coronavirus, or somebody in their family got coronavirus and somebody's family member have died, or they will die their damn self. So they trying to give people false hope. Hold on, in the next 4 years, either Trump or his daughter will get back on that ticket and run again. I rarely guarantee anything. They don't want the Trumps in D.C. ever again. They're going to have to deal with a plethora of issues. Now, Lisa had revealed to me that his daughter and son-in-law already went back to New York. They don't like the Trumps at all because they left a trail of shit there too. And the masses voted in New York, and that spoke volumes. So they hustling, the Republican Party is hustling them out of money and all of that. But as I was thinking deeper, I said because 4 years is a long time, as reality continued to kick in, because America will never be great again. America will never be, unquote, normal in their world again. We don't know what normal is, but we are truly watching the enemy become the tail. So what they're going to do, they're going to do what they usually do, like the Republican Party. As reality kicks in, then what they're going to do is, right here it says, whatever become of America, what has happened to us. Who the fuck are you talking about us? See, when they get on that us tip, they looking at us to get out there and scream and holler and kumbaya and woe is me. And it'll be some of ours that do what they do. You see these coons that support Trump. They hanging on too. But that ain't going to be long. So we have to be careful. And we are pretty sharp, the ones that are wide awake, of this us stuff and this we stuff. No, we not on no us or we. We stand obedient, and we will continue to be separate. So let me show you this next one. Now, this is the one I really like. Our country is falling. R. Who is R? Apart at the seams. And it's not going to fix itself. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get America back. Anyone want to help? No, I don't want to help at all. Let that bitch fall. She's shameful and disgraceful and filthy. We built this, America. Don't come at us with no us and no we shit. Look to your leader to build America back up. Look with your leader, the asterisk that they have by his name, Rona. All these folks in America. But it's ultimately at the end of the day their responsibility, because we have to make choices, an executive decision, like I always say. But he has convinced some people that, oh, if you wear one, essentially around him, you're making a political statement. You know, he's going to try to bluff you out and say, oh, you a punk or you are this and that because you wear a mask and you want to continue to live. But some people have that type of influence. So Trump, if he can muster himself up and stand before the people, it'll just be more shenanigans and antics. But America, your boy is done. America, the ones that didn't build America, the ones that sucked off of us, America will never be the same again. This blubbering bitch, he laid the groundwork. He did an excellent job of tearing everything literally to shreds. And so now we got Biden and Harris. And like I said, I'll get to that. But I didn't want to cross everything over because when I get to that, wow, that's all I'm going to say. I'm saying, I just been sitting back, absorbing. Sometimes, you have to pull back and just watch things play itself out. Because I was like, where is this going? I often tell people to look at things spiritually, with your spiritual eyes, ears, being, everything, mind, body, soul, so we can stay on point, truly. So I'm not over here going to give anybody a false sense of anything. And when I get it wrong, I'm going to point that out too, because I want to know, where did I miss the mark? That's very important. That, sometimes we simply don't get these things right. But what I like about that is if you can, because Trump could never do it. When you can identify where, okay, I missed that, this and that, it really makes you more observant. And it said, okay, I was off track with that. So let's get back here as I close out. So we got his supporters out here and, they taking up his cause, talking about all this mass cheating. Both sides cheat. Both sides lie. Both sides is greasy and grimy. Ain't nothing new is going to happen in America regards to the royal family based on how they treat us. Now, we will reclaim our throne. I've been said long ago, we've been won this war. These things just have to play out, but you have to look in the spiritual realm in order to see that. But we individually have duties and responsibilities, and in our culture, we often say, get house in order, truly, and not feed in to something that has been prophesied that will essentially fall. And it is amazing to live long enough to see the first phases of it. And the thing that I identify with is feelings also. And that's the thing that I think has shocked us and even these nuts that y'all looking at, that they didn't know how they were going to feel. Because our ancestors have talked about it, but to be in it in real time is quite intriguing and amazing. So at the end of the day, make sure, please, we in this flu season, this is the first flu season combined with coronavirus. Keep your immune system up. Watch out for these royal babies. Get your essentials and just enjoy coming back together and fellowshipping with family and homeschooling your royals and everything. That is a true blessing. But you got some of our own that then got all excited about these vaccines and stuff that is pure poison and want to go back to things normal. And I'm like, our kind of normal? Where somebody is harming us every millisecond. Somebody is killing us every millisecond. Somebody is doing some type of injustice to the royal family every millisecond. And then your ass want to sit up here and say, I can't wait till shit get back to normal. And then sometimes it be the very ones that claim they know the word front and back and to throw it up in your face. I'm not going to sit up here in front. If I don't know it, I'm going to seek. If I don't get it right, I'm going to tell you I don't get it right. Because I need y'all to correct me. We on a we thing. You might hear me say I from time to time, but y'all know where I'm coming from, the ones who've been with me damn near day one. I'm not on no I kick. I'm exclusively concerned with the royal family itself and our royals. So I'm going to leave it right there. But when I come back, oh yeah, Biden and Harrison, you going to feel true royal. Oh yeah, these flames I'm going to spit up your ass, you will be touched. Because you ain't fooling me or some of us. Some, I can't say the collective all. But I'm happy to be back, my royal family. I thank you for your donations. Robert, I want to say it, Jones. I pray I said it, yeah, Robert Jones. I thank you, my king. I earnestly, from the depths of my soul, thank you. And I thank all the new people that got on my Patreon and made those donations. And I'm continuing to send out supplements. Yes. Because we are in this phase. Let's not lose sight. We in flu season. So, my royal family, render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And it's always, my royal family, I thank you for your love and I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.